All right. Oh shoot. All right. Good evening. Good morning. Buenas noches. Buenos dias. Damn, it's hot in here. Hell.
Buenos
Uh,
tardes.
Buenas tardes. What's that? Good. What's that?
Good evening.
Oh, okay. Buenas tardes. That sounds delicious.
Or good afternoon, but yeah.
Oh man. I welcome you all to another episode of Down to Hangout FM. This is the podcast where you can hang out. I'm your host Dante Harvey, aka Fable. And this is the episode I was actually looking for to this year when I was bringing back the podcast because, as you know, one of actually mine and a lot of people on this panel's favorite, or not favorite, but anticipated movie of the year is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I love that title. I love the title. I like when titles, like, instead of them being numbered, I like it when they're like have like a switch out the name. I like that. I think that's very creative. But we have a full panel. That's just this. I think this is it's not the first time I did 5 people. I've done 6, but yes, we have a 5 panels today. 5 people. We have a guest star. Hopefully he could come back as Zeke.
Good to be here.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. We me and Michael here just recorded a spoilers review for my podcast as well. So it was a good conversation. Like really intrigued to hear this conversation though.
For
What's
sure.
your podcast name?
Zeke said so. The Zeke said so podcast.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna have my podcast like the Dante Harvey shots. That sounds boring, but I was like, that's like that's my name. Down to hang out. I prefer because we're all hanging out, talking about our favorite stuff. We're talking about our favorite superhero, Spider-Man. Oh, well, Spider-Man ish, you know. But before I introduce everybody, I'm gonna say, what was it? Sorry, I keep saying but we're talking about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Like I said, this is one of our most anticipated movies of the summer. Definitely, some of us liked it, some of us loved it, some of us, didn't like it, but we'll get onto that. But so this Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Actually, before I get into that, I'll introduce my crew. So here, as always, Red the man. How you doing, man?
What's up, everybody? The resident Miles hater here. Just have to balance things out because I saw you talking good news, so came to bring the opposite opinion.
Okay, for sure. Hi, Malik, man. How you doing?
I am pro Miles. Obviously,
Okay.
you can see what the fucking shirt I got on right now. So
Yeah,
I gotta represent somehow, some way. So good to be
Man,
here.
that's the best T-shirt.
Man.
yes. We're all representing.
Yeah.
We're all representing Miles. I got the Spider-Man Miles shorts on too. I just came out. I don't have
Sorry,
like so.
I'm not representing Spider-Man right now. I didn't feel like
okay.
changing today.
It's all right. You could have brought your Unlimited Spider-Man Unlimited shirt. Speaking of Spider-Man Unlimited, we have Michael J Money Jaws. How you doing, bro? MJ.
What up, hey, everybody?
Before I get to Mike, I thought about you the other day. I was watching one of your favorite Spider-Man cartoons, but before we get into that and the review, Zeke, since you're our guest and hopefully you come on to the future show, I like your vibe and your energy. Tell us a little bit about yourself, for the audience a little bit.
Well, I have my own. I love movies. I love specifically all different kinds of movies. Obviously, I have a podcast, the Zeke Said So podcast feed. I got my own YouTube channel, Zeke Said So Pictures, and all that. So I've very much have been around this space before, and I enjoy it, man. I especially enjoy being on other people, being involved in other conversations with, especially talking about a movie that I know I love. So
I mean, if you look at the Well Singers podcast, yeah, that's where we did our little spoiler review for it. Y'all know I love this movie too. My second favorite Spider-Man movie.
Oh, second. He said second. Damn.
Okay.
it's
You can never be a first.
it's my second favorite Spider-Man movie too. I have to say. So
Yeah,
I don't know if we were going to give that away yet, but
for sure. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna like give our non-spoiler review, like first 10 minutes, and then we can spoil the movie. I may have to resend like another link. I forgot to do that, but I'm gonna have to do that mid-review. So all right. Before we get started, Michael, I thought about you, man. You know what Spider-Man cartoon I was looking at? I was to get ready for this review. I was looking at Spider-Man Unlimited. I was looking at that cartoon. He was actually oh no, never mind. Before not almost okay, the spoiling anything. So if anybody hasn't seen Spider-Man Unlimited, it was another animated series after the 90s one. They canceled that one and brought this one, which was strange. I'm one of those people. I didn't mind this one. This one, Spider-Man Limited was fun and all, but let me get into it. Spider-Man Limited was funny, man, because Peter Parker is in he's in Counter Earth, and he's staying with the single mom, right? And that's her son.
Yeah, single mom.
And what made me laugh, Peter is trying to behind all the villains, the Beast and everything is big, the High Evolutionary.
Peter trying to smash.
Peter is trying so hard not to have sex with this girl. He's be thinking like, Mary J, please. Like he is trying his hardest not to have sex with this girl. And that makes me laugh. I was like, damn. Like that's the thing he's struggling with. I thought that was so funny. I think that was so funny. If Spider-Man Limited was cool. I still prefer the 90s one. I think every Spider-Man
I'm not saying it's my favorite. It's just the one that like the ending, bro. I know it got canceled. It's just the ending. It pisses me off every time.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it was for Spectacular too, though. That it's just like they left the door open for some big story to happen, and
No, but see, like Spectacular, I could kind of tolerate because it's just Norman like ending. Like it was after the big battle. Like with Unlimited, it's in the middle of the big battle, and that's the part that like triggers me the most. Like I know y'all canceled it, but you could just have been like, "Hey, just finish up the season." It's like one of those finish up the fucking season. You're in the middle of the big battle, bro. Just go ahead. I don't know.
But yeah, I thought that was funny. That was on my mind. But let's get into the review, y'all. So I started off. I really, really enjoy this movie a lot. I do. I know in the group chat I said it was trash. I was talking about Fast X. I wasn't talking about this movie. My bad. I should have been more specific. I just said this movie trash. But I said, oh, they think I'm talking about Spider-Verse. No. This movie is really good. As everyone knows, I was looking forward to this movie the most. I was looking at any Marvel movie that came out this year. This was one I was looking for the most. Over in any of the MCU movies. I like the first one a lot. And being honest, I wasn't a Miles fan going into the first movie because I don't like legacy characters. I don't like a character that, the next generation of the character, because I prefer the original. The two legacy characters I prefer are Terry McGinnis and Miles, but this movie just pushes in my why I like Miles the most. I really like the story of this movie. A lot of especially I'm not trying to put race into it, and especially of a character of color, and then people like, oh, you can't fit in with us. You have all these characters. You have not spoiling anything, but you have all these characters. You ever have spider people they're not even human. Or we can have us, but you can't be in there. And I see that a lot. I say, man, I'm not saying that was the thing in the movie, but I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And Miles, wanted to fit into somewhere where he was never meant to be. And I feel like that's a deep cut. And there were lots of characters that I really liked. I think my favorite character is Spider-Punk. I thought I never. There's only one complaint I have with Spider-Punk. I was like, who's voiced by Daniel Kaluuya, and the voice acting is really good.
Yeah.
I said, who is voicing Spider-Punk? I said, oh, Daniel Kaluuya. I was like, okay. Spider-Punk was really cool. My only complaint about it was not the character. So it's just he's throwing some British slang. I was like, I don't understand this. I had to look it up. Not in the movie, but it was just that's my only complaint about it. But other than that, it was just this character was good. I said, man, I want him to be my mentor.
Man, I found him annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
At first, I thought it was gonna be a morning, but yeah, we get to it later. But he was my favorite.
Sit right first.
And he was cool. I'm gonna hand it off to you. I'm not gonna, hog it. But there was other characters I liked. I really liked his relationship between him and his mom. Like I like how the first movie was based off him and his dad, and this movie is him and his mom. Cause I was like, man, his mom didn't really get no attention in the first movie, like no love. Like, and that was one of my complaints. But now that erased it, that made I enjoy that movie more because now it's like, okay, it's a relationship with him and his mom, and I thought that was cool, especially getting into like his coach. I like how he spoke Spanish to his mom and everything too. I feel like with a biracial character like that, I feel like that's what happened in the household too. I also love the relationship, even though it was kind of messed up too. Like I felt Miles' pain of him and Gwen's relationship because it's a love story. I was like, this is a love story. I kind of like, I don't know where it's going, but I feel like they're going to be more than friends in a future movie. But my boy Miles is hurt.
He's the backup guy though.
To a dead man.
No, to Spider Punk.
Oh yeah, he said no spoil nothing, but he said you left something over your house. I'm like, oh shit, man, bro.
Mhm.
She was, yeah,
Yep.
bro. He was shooting webs. He was shooting webs somewhere. But yeah, I also like Miguel O'Hara. His reasoning. I was like, because it's interesting because I don't really know. People say he's the best villain. I was like, I don't think he's a villain. I think he's an antagonist. There's two different things. So I think he's an antagonist. He's an antagonist. He's a really good antagonist, but I don't think he's a villain.
Mm-hmm.
And that I think that, like I said, who's voiced by Oscar Isaac. And I was like, damn, Oscar Isaac's getting that Marvel money, man. He got well, unfortunately, X-Men Apocalypse wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, that wasn't his
fault. But Moon Knight, I said, okay. And then I said, man, he's playing 3 different Marvel characters. I don't think it's ever been done before. Like he's playing 3 different ones. I can't think of anybody else. But I'll come back to what I also liked about the movie. Zeke, since you're a guest here, I'll let you go first.
Oh man. I loved this movie. For me, this is, yeah, I'll say it. It's my favorite movie that I've seen this year. I loved the first Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse is my favorite Spider-Man movie, just hands down. That's my favorite. And I was so surprised coming out of that movie because I remember thinking, like, when I saw the trailers for Into the Spider-Verse, I remember thinking, oh, well, this is going to be a Marvel animated thing. It'll be fun, but it's not going to be anywhere near as good as like the live action Spider-Man films. And it ended up being, for me, better than any of the live action Spider-Man films. So going into this one, I said, this sequel has a lot to live up to. I'll throw this out there right now. The first movie isn't just my favorite Spider-Man movie; it's my favorite comic book movie of all time. So this sequel has a lot to live up to, and I feel like it lived up to it. It does exactly for me what every sequel should do. It expands upon the original, but also gives us things that we loved about the first, but again expands it. And also what I loved about this is that this was a much more darker story. It's the comparisons to Empire Strikes Back were very accurate. Without getting into specifics, the comparisons to Empire Strikes Back were very, very accurate. I loved what they did with Miles. I loved me and Michael did an out of the theater reaction. I remember I said I could watch an entire short film just based around Miles' parents. They were just that great for me. I loved all of the different. I love the new characters. Spider-Punk, I probably agree is my favorite new character in the movie. I loved Peter B. Parker was my favorite character from the first movie, and he was one of my favorite characters from this as well. I loved what they did with him. I loved the circumstances in which he gets involved in is pretty interesting. I don't want to get, again, I'm going to wait till we get to the spoiler side of get the specifics, but yeah, I love this movie, and the animation's great, and yeah, there's not really much I have to, as far as like negatives go. I don't really have that many.
Right. Okay, that's very good, Zeke. Very, very profound, Zeke. Said that very articulate, man. I gotta take notes from you, man. Going off the Ray, I'm gonna hit you next since you were less of a fan than us. But I like the animation a lot. There was that point, like, damn, it got crazy for the animation, but I loved it. What I liked about Spider-Verse is the first one. It's like the animation was so unique and innovating at the time, and it was so great and unique to see. Is where I don't want to, even though I love this, I don't want to see a lot of it because I feel like if I see a lot of it, I get burned out. I feel like this is better than any of the Disney animation. You know, I'm a even my favorite movie of all time is a 3D movie, which is Toy Story. I prefer 2D, and I feel like this is like the mix. It's like it's the best of both worlds. And this is point. This movie got so crazy. They entered to I'm not gonna spoil anything. A different dimension where I'm like, whoa. I said, okay, I'm liking this. They just threw me off, and I just thought it was funny. But yeah, the animation is really good. I like how every universe, especially if you go to one universe, especially with Spider-Punk's animation, every character has their own unique animation to them, and I really like that. I almost feel like a Roger Rabbit of superheroes. To sort of say that's like, see, this is what Ready Player One was trying to do, but you know, it didn't put the mark on Space Jam legacy. But I digress. Sorry, I'm hungry, y'all. But Red, let's go ahead since you're not as big as fan. I move on to
All right.
Yeah,
So now
nigga.
this Miles Morales movie, I'm not gonna call it Spider-Man because he is not Spider-Man, never will be, and as far as I'm concerned, it was Miles Morales, so that's like -2 points off the bat already because I'm biased. I don't give a damn. Uh, I did the plot was okay, but it was kind of not really focused as far as from what I gathered in the movie. There was a couple of annoying characters. Spider Punk was one of them. I didn't like him at all. He came off as one of those people that tries too hard to be cool and to be edgy and shit. I just did not like him. And like the British slang, like it did have a little bit of a mini explanation when he said the British slang words. There's like a little pop up at the bottom of the screen, but it goes away a little too quick before you can finish reading it, I guess. They had to. That's probably something I should say for the spoilers section. I thought the animation styles kind of clashed a little too much with each other. I'll get to further into that in the spoiler section, but just some animation styles don't blend well. Like it was distracting to the eyes. Spider Punk's animation style being one of them, because he is like more of the not I don't want to say cartoony, but more of a scrapbook style look,
Okay.
and that just didn't mesh well with the look of the Spider Verse show. And I thought the plot was a little predictable, but that's probably because I've seen way too many comic book movies myself. I'll leave it at that for now. The rest I'll get into the spoilers.
Sure. Beautiful. All right. Michael, as you can see, Michael's in the red light district. Michael, your thoughts on Across the Spider-Verse? Well,
I'm with Zeke. Second best. My second best Spider-Man movie of all time. No Way Home's being my first. I loved it from beginning to end. I love how it starts with the. I love without spoiling. I just love like everybody has their own art piece. I love the Easter eggs. You can find them from, especially in the middle part. But I want to say kind of throughout the whole story, you could tell it was made, by for Spider-Man fans with all the Easter eggs they got. I love the story. I love Miles. I love his relationship with his parents and how that's further expanded upon in the story. Because even like no, that's a spoiler. I don't even want to say that. I say that for the spoiler part. It's just for like it didn't even feel like for me. It didn't even feel like a 2 hour and 20-minute runtime. I left the theater wanting more. I got mad at the end. Actually, But yeah, like other than that, like it's a very good movie. I don't want to like really go in deep because I'm just ready for the spoiler part. And I'm not gonna lie, I want to see what Red got to say, Mister 6 out of 10 over here.
All right, for sure. Good job. Malik.
Man, this was a good movie. I would say. I'm with. Is your name Zeke? I don't want to
Yeah.
get it right. Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with Zeke. I agree with MJ, and I agree with Dante. I agree with some stuff that Red said, but every animation I think is done crisp. That's the one thing I disagree with Red on. I think the animation is crisp. I think it blends well with other characters, especially the soundtrack is crazy and the score.
Oh, I love the soundtrack.
Yeah, the score is crazy. I'm really big on like scores. Like if I'm watching a movie, you gotta like that score has to match the feeling, the mood of what's happening. Like the Wakanda score in the first Black Panther when he's going into Wakanda and it's just a slow transition into that world that we about to go into. I like that. And then when you see the world, it go upbeat because you see this big you see this world you never seen and it's like big buildings and stuff. So I'm really big on scores, and this score was really good, especially when they introduced 2099. That score was crazy. uh I love the Gwen's backstory. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that because that's a spoiler. But the animation they use, I don't know if you read Spider-Gwen comics,
For
but
her,
the animation color pattern they use is straight from the comics. Like it's literally straight from the comics. The way her skin is black and how is I mean not skin is black, their skin is pink, and the different color patterns, and they use prisms like they use different prisms for that certain type of comic book comic book pattern. They just that color pattern is crazy how they use it. Spider Punk, that's one of mine. I would say I'm tied with Spider Punk and Spider-Man India. They got I think Spider-Man India is from they got the guy from Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
They got him.
Yep.
He does a great job as Spider-Man India.
Who from Deadpool 2?
The Indian guy.
The taxi driver, right?
He's the cab driver.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay, the cab driver.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I'm gonna look up his name.
Yeah. Even though there's a lot of cameos, there's there's a lot of cameos in this movie, from video games to live action to cartoons. Even with all those cameos, it's still a Miles Morales story at heart, and you still get an evolution of the character. We saw the first movie; it combines CGI with hand drawn elements, and they do that again here beautifully. I got a couple of questions. I would like to introduce other elements to it. I wouldn't necessarily make Spider-Man 29 the what Dante said, the antagonist, but there's other Spider-Verse stories with other villains that play Spider-Man 29's part. But other than that, this was a good movie.
Yeah. Before I ended, there was a great job, Malik, as far as that too. His name is too Karan Sani. I realize that's pronounced his name. Yeah, Karan Sani. He's a guy from Deadpool too. Yeah, I thought
it was the guy from The Big Bang Theory for like a quick
Oh, you thought it was Raj at first?
Yeah, I thought it was Raj for a quick second when he came in like that.
Yeah. No, when he starts talking in the process, he sounds like the dude from Deadpool. So that really is, and it turns out to him. Yes, there was. I also like Gwen's backstory too. We get into hers in a minute, and there was a score. Yeah, I love scores. I'm a big score person too, with movies and video games. I really like how video game scores are being recognized now. They play it on radio stations now, and yeah, I started listening to it at home, and I just like, damn, this is really good. And when a score, like you can imagine the score when you hit the score and you think about the scene, I think that's a great score.
That's a big key for me too.
Yeah, and there's a villain in here too. He's also I don't know if it's spoiler, but one of the villains.
I think if it's the villain, it's not a spoiler because he's in the trailers.
Okay, so the Spot, they make the Spot a threat. Yeah, they make the Spot a threat to where like people always joked about the Spot, but when I was younger, if you ever see the 90s Spider-Man, that's how I got introduced to him. He's introduced as a joke. He's like I said, well, I can't spoil what he said to himself. But yeah, he is introduced like as a joke, but he's like, no, this dude is a threat as he goes on, and he comes like, more and more of a. They was like, damn. I was like, I feel like this villain is more handled than any other like MCU villain, because I feel like sometimes MCU they just play on that joke, but they made him more of a threat. I was like, damn, I wish they would have done that with MODOK.
Yeah, they made him like the threat
God.
more.
Don't even get me started on MODOK. Ooh.
Straight dumpster.
All right. So, what do you guys give it out of 10? And then maybe we can move on to the spoiler section.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Before Mike, what were you saying? Sorry.
I was saying like that's one of my favorite parts of the movie too, is how they handle Spot. He's like a joke at first, and then the more and more the story progresses, he turns out to be that one. He's him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was about that life. But yeah, so Red, I'm batting between an 8 or a 9. I'm just gonna say I'll give it a 9. I give it a 9 out of 10. I think this movie is really great. If I was a professor in film class, I would show this along with the first one. It's not too many times with movie sequels get the landing. I think this movie's on par with like a lot of the comic on MCU movies, and I'm a true believer in. We lost Zeke, but we'll get him back. I'm a true believer in that animated movies should be respected just as live action. I don't think this is a kids movie. I think this is a movie where everyone and anyone can see this, and I feel like this movie's theme, as far as like, doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like, you should always be welcome, and no matter how you got there. What's the word I'm trying to look for? Let me say this. I really like the theme, and I feel like this theme spoke to me and spoke to all of us too. Red, what is your final thoughts on this movie?
All right, I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. Like I said, I'm taking 2 points off the top because it's Miles Morales, not Spider-Man, and I'm biased, but I don't care. I'll get to the rest of my complaints about the movie with in the spoiler section.
For sure. Malik,
I give this movie a 9.5. I put it right behind Spider-Man 2 still. I give this a point over Into the Spider-Verse. Like a 0.5 above Spider-Verse. I gave Into the Spider-Verse a 9. I only gave Into the Spider-Verse a 9 because it was a little bit too short. I think that was the only problem I had with it. I came out of the theater wanting more. I was, unlike MJ, I came out satisfied. I came out satisfied. I saw most of the cameos I wanted to see. I saw, so I didn't really care for it. It's just that one thing that we can get into spoilers about. But yeah, other than that, 9.5.
Okay. But before Michael goes, I just want to say that from what Malik said, I actually think that Into the Spider-Verse was better than this one. But we'll get into that.
Okay. J Money.
I'm giving it the same score as Malik, 9.5. For me, No Way Home hit better parts, and they did some more stuff for me. That's why No Way Home is my favorite out of all the Spider-Mans, but it's like I said, my second favorite. 9.5. It's like around the same score I gave Spider-Man 2, which is now my third. So I mean, it's like Into Spider-Verse is also a 9, by the way. But yeah, 9.5 for me. It's really good. Like, I want to reiterate, parts for really good. I love Gwen's backstory. I love the animation, and the animators should be getting paid. Like, they need to ask for more money.
No, not just the animators, just the people who drew the hand drawn elements.
Oh, you're right. Yep. I'm going to Sony. Give me more money.
Yeah,
man. Hey, fuck that Writers Guild. I need my money now, boy. I need my money now.
For sure.
Yeah, but that's my score, 9.5. I love all the notes that it hit so far. And I already watched it twice. And out of my 2 times of watching it, I could say I just love it.
Zeke, your final thoughts on the movie?
Okay, so Like I mentioned earlier, I love this movie. I think it's I've only seen the film twice, but it might not even just be my second favorite second favorite superhero Spider-Man film.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it might be my second favorite comic book movie of all time.
Wow.
Behind what?
Like, I really, really love this film. I think the action is great. You guys mentioned Spot. Spot is a fantastic villain. I think probably the best villain since maybe Green Goblin and Doc Ock from the Tobey films. Just in my opinion. I love the animation's great. The voice acting is great. Yeah, I love this movie. I normally don't give scores, but if I had to give a score out of 10, it's a 10 for me. It really is.
For sure, man. That's great. Man, I'm gonna come up with our own rating system, like how Double Toasted comes up with theirs and Jimmy John's. I want to come up with my own. Like, I don't know how I would do it.
Matinee and full price and
better than sex. Yeah, yeah.
Rental. You forgot rental.
Yeah, rental and all that. Some old bullshit like Venom movies are. Oh man, okay. I can. Y'all just want to go ahead and go to the spoilers. All right.
Do it.
Thank you everyone for listening. By the way, you can follow us at DTH. I'm sorry. Down to Hangout FM on both Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And please like and subscribe on our YouTube. We're getting some views been going up, and also we're also on Twitch. Red and Malik have been doing great for us streaming for his game, so we're on D2H Gaming.
We almost done.
Yeah,
we almost done.
And when y'all start streaming that Street Fighter 6, let me know. I'll run some sets with y'all.
I don't even play fighting games like that, bro.
Yeah, if it's Smash, I'm gonna leave the fighting games to y'all.
If it's Smash, I'll learn how to play. But
for sure, for sure, yes. Zeke,
Dante can't touch me in Smash. I don't know.
Last time we played, I beat him. Last time I played, I beat him in front of a class, in front of everybody.
Oh,
these are lies.
You can follow me at the Tales of Fable on Instagram and Twitter. Zeke, as your guest, so where can people find you at?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Zeke Said So, on Instagram at Zeke_said_so, and find me on YouTube at the Zeke Said So Pictures YouTube channel.
Okay, for sure. Malik, where can people find you at?
Man, they can find me on the IG, Malik.Reynolds90 on IG. I said Malik.Reynolds90 at Gmail on IG, and they can find me on D2H Gaming. We're gonna finish that Survivor, man. Then we're gonna get into Valhalla next before Mirage comes out. So I guess I volunteered to play Assassin's Creed because no one else wanted to. So
yeah.
I guess I'm the Assassin's Creed head in here, so we're gonna get to Valhalla before we get into Mirage. Red, let the people know where they can find you.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for listening. Again, my name is Red. You can catch me here in the Down Hangout podcast and on D2H Gaming, where I play a bunch of indie games or whatever I think needs more love. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, leave ideas for the show if you want on the comment section. Linktree down below as well. And if you guys have any suggestions for what games to play, also let me know. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Catch you guys on the next one.
Michael, what can people find? Oh, I got you, Michael. Did I get you?
No, you didn't get me.
Go again. Where can people find you at, Michael?
Y'all can find me on Instagram at Greatness Lives On, and at Twitter on One and Only MJ. Thank you guys for coming to hang out with us. We see you we're doing the spoiler review one next.
Yes, we're doing that right
now.
Yeah,
we're doing the spoiler review, so go ahead and just watch that one, so we can see why Mr. 6 out of 10 over here doesn't like the movie.
Sure, yeah. Catch us on the next one. Catch us on the spoiler review. And remember, everybody, hugs not drugs, and stay frosty.
Cash money checks only.